everyone, welcome back to my channel. We're here for another cozy vlog. I have the next couple of days off except for a few hours this evening from work. So I wanted to see how much I can get done in the next 2 to 3 days minus family stuff because I do have to take care of that. But I want to see how much crocheting I can actually get done. And I have made a little list of things that I'm hoping I can get to. I did start this market bag yesterday after I made a book sleeve. After I made a book cover, not the sleeve. The sleeve is the one the book goes into in a bag. I made a book cover. It didn't come out that great. I think it's the cotton yarn because this is the second one that I've made and it came out really wonky. And I did use this yarn. It is Peaches and Cream cotton. I don't remember the colorway, but I started and finished that last night. And yeah, it just didn't come out as pretty as the pattern. And so I think my problem is using cotton yarn when I should be using acrylic. So we're going to give that another try. A couple other ideas is making some bandanas or bucket hats, as well as a crochet top of some sort. I have some cotton yarn, so I really just want to use some of that and make some new patterns, try some new things out that I've never done before. And then lastly, I think I want to make a Valentine's book sleeve. I have a nice red, pink, white, and black, and put like an enclosure. I don't even know what the proper term is, but enclose it with like a string and a heart that you can kind of wrap in it so it won't completely come undone in your bag. I'm also just trying to make a bunch of different things to get some inventory so I can open up a shop, either in Etsy, Spotify, or Squarespace, I think. I still need to do more research, which is also on my list for the next couple of days, to see which one I'm going to go with. I really want to do my own website, but I'm afraid I just don't have enough traffic to bring to the site. So I might just go with the Etsy because I can always try the other one later just to get my foot in the door and get some experience and learn what it's like to have a website. My goal with that is to have it up either by Monday or Wednesday. So I have a lot of work to do. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to record the next couple of days over different projects. Hopefully I can get done as much as I'm hoping. I do have a big family, so I will be managing all of that in between, but I'm going to try and crochet as much as I possibly can. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get started with this market bag. I have to add this new skein on. The market bag pattern is by Stephanie Zed. She has 2 sizes on this. It is not my own pattern. And that is a tutorial that is here on YouTube. So if you're interested, stop over there and check it out. I will put a link in the description below. I think with this pattern, I'm a little more than halfway done. She has a certain amount of rows to do in her tutorial, and I don't think I'm going to do as many. Since I started with a big bag, I should have started with a smaller bag first, but I wanted to really try this, and I have seen these bags for many, many years and thought they are really cute. And I have seen the small ones. They can fit a lot, so I guess I just wanted to see how big the big one is, but now that I'm actually making it, I don't think I need one as big. So I am going to finish this. I'm going to put on a video, see if I can do some of my research while I'm crocheting. And then also later, I need to pull out my yarn that I have packed away and see what kind of acrylic yarns I have for making a new book cover, so I can get started on that hopefully today as well. So I think I'm just gonna put something on, start working on this, get it finished, and then move on to the next thing. So hope you have a project or something you're working on. Share in the comments what you're working on. You know what I will be working on for the next couple of days. I'm also trying to make a little bit more variation in my videos and do it over a few days instead of just all at once, because I do love that about other creators recording over a couple of days and making different things. So I really want to give this a try and see how much I can get done and share that with you all. I'm having a little bit of trouble, but not too much. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do right now. Do some more research, keep doing this bag, and let's see how much I can get done. It's 11:58, and I do have to be finished with this by 1:50, so a little more than 2 hours or less than 2 hours. I'm not great at math or counting, obviously. Just kidding. Crocheting has definitely taught me that I do not know how to count, or I think I'm good and I'm really not good. So, but yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get this finished and watch some videos and do some research, and let's see how much I can get done before I have to stop. So I don't feel like I have enough to do what I need to do. And this was a practice more or less. So I think I'm going to go ahead and frog this one. I am still going to make this into a market bag, but I'm going to start with a smaller one. And I messed up on my stitches somewhere, so maybe next time I am going to pay more attention. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just Was trying not to make a mess of this, but we see how this is going. But I think I'm just going to wind this up into a new cake, and then I'll just have all my yarn there. And I will start this another time because we are going to frog this one. I do have my yarn stash behind me in my 17-gallon tote, so I'm going to go in there and see what yarns I can find. I used up a lot of my scraps, and I made my dog a scrap blanket so she can be warm while she's in the garage with me. So I'm not really sure what I have in there for colors. But I think what I'm going to do next, because I completed it yesterday, is I'm going to get started on doing a book cover. And we'll see how that one goes, because that one I have done before. And I know I can do it again. Just hoping that with the acrylic yarn, it actually works out better. I do have the yarn in my project bag for the Valentine's book sleeve that I want to get done, which I can start on that hopefully tonight after I get home. But I'm a little bummed because I really wanted this to just come out good, but I think my problem is I don't follow patterns exactly, and I don't know enough about certain things to modify things myself. So, learning experience. Okay, I got that balled up. So it's peaches and cream. The colorway is Oasis, and these only have 95 yards for 2 ounces, which I thought there was more, but that's okay. I think what I'll do is I will save it for something else, and that's a problem for later, Emma, not right now. But I think right now I am going to pick out some colors for the book cover and get started on that and see how far I can get, because I still have time. So let's do it. I feel like these two remind me of Fallout colors from Vault 76 or the Fallout show, which I love. But I think, let's see, I don't have it out here with me, but I do have a really light gray, almost silver. I think I'm going to do this one, and then I also have a more darker gray in the house in my other bin. Actually, I have the other bin out here. Big twist. Yeah, I think I'm going to do these two together. I like them. And I think they'll look good. So, I'm going to get started on this. Put these back in my stash. And I guess my problem right now is I don't have the colors I really wish I had. But I want to use what I have. So, I'm going to do blue and gray. The channel is Syrian's Crochet, SIRIN''S Crochet. I actually really enjoyed this tutorial, and so I'm going to do this again because I feel like it was me and the yarn, and I'm just going to do everything she says exactly how she says it, and hopefully it will fix my problem. This one is very slow because it is only single crochet. So I will be busy for a little while on this, and getting this first row for me is the hardest. I also feel like my tension wasn't great on the other one because the cotton yarn is very dry. So I feel like I was really like holding on to it tight instead of being more relaxed. So I am really going to try to change that. I am a little slow at this. I don't know if you can hear, but my dog is snoring behind me in her bed. She's hiding under her scrappy blanket in her bed, with her little fur coat on. She always has to be with me. She does not like to be alone. Nope. Sometimes these first rows are always the hardest for me. But once I get past that, I feel like it's easy breezy. No, that's not it either. So I've been watching some videos about Etsy or Shopify, and I still am so torn because Etsy sounds great for a beginner, but I also wish I can get more of that boutique vibe that Shopify or Squarespace has by customizing your own website. And it sounds like the hard part is learning something new and setting it up and going through all the pains of learning something new. And Etsy is more beginner friendly or super easy. But I think I would rather go through the pains than do Etsy and then still have to learn something new all over again. Does anyone have any experience with Etsy, or what are your personal opinions? I know there's tons of videos out there. I guess in my gut, I feel like I should try Etsy just to try it. But in my heart, I want to do my own website because if I'm gonna, to me, I know I don't have the foot traffic. My goal is to get there. And maybe I'm thinking backwards on this, but I want to get there. Like, it's not an option. I want to get there. And to me, to start on Etsy and then to switch over later, it's great and all, but anyone who has ever bought anything on Etsy, unless I set up my website, they won't even know I'm there. And I know it's hard half the time to go back and find the shop you bought from. So I don't know. I'm still torn on it, I guess. And I guess the other thing is it's nice because Etsy, you don't have to pay upfront. And with Shopify or Squarespace, you do. So if my watch thinks I'm working out. I did work out this morning, but it thinks I'm standing. The other day, I was winding a ball of yarn and going, really fast, just turning it into a ball. And my watch thought I was doing an elliptical workout. I thought that was funny. So, gotten this far already. Almost a book cover, one side. So, I'm going to keep going on this. And then I got to start getting ready for work, go get my kids at pickup. So I'm going to take this with me, keep working on it in the meantime, and we'll see how far I get. And I'll update you guys tomorrow. Well, it's the next day, and I haven't really gotten anything done. I finished the book sleeve, but realized I did the pattern wrong, so I frogged it. And then I tried to make a bucket hat, and I got super sleepy, so I just gave up for the night. It is Saturday at 2:41, so I think now that I'm done with all my chores and running around, I'm going to sit down and do a bucket hat with the one I started the mesh market bag with, the Oasis by Peaches and Cream. And then I'm going to make another market bag with the large cotton comb that I have. I can't remember the name of that one because it's the one I have the most of. And then I have 4 mini skeins of the Peaches and Cream that have like a purple colorway and a blue colorway. I'm going to also try and make those into bucket hats. So I'm going to go do that, see how much I can get done the rest of the day. Also have to cook dinner, but it's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have like 6 hours left in the day. Okay, 10, take out an hour for dinner. I still have 6 hours, so let's see how much I can get done. I've gotten 2 bucket hats finished. I really like this pattern. It works up really nicely. I did one with all the Oasis, and then I did Oasis and brown just so I could get one finished. I think they're super cute. Been a few days. I feel like I've gotten a lot done. I will start with the first 2 bucket hats. So I made this one, and then I also made this one to finish up the Oasis, and I have this brown. So these were really nice. I think I did these with a 5mm hook, and then I used some other yarn. It's cotton by Peaches and Cream Stripey, but it was thinner than these regular ones. I don't know why. So I ended up making this one, and then also this one, and I made some bandanas in all the colorways. So here's that one in a bandana, this blue and purple. Could have sworn I made a bucket hat with this. I don't have it in my pile though. And then this one, which I do really like these. I think they're really cute. I feel like they could probably be a little bit bigger, but I think it was off because, like I said, this yarn feels thinner than the other yarn. And then I finished up these book sleeves, because you put them in there. But I finished up these 2, which I made these because they look like those love candies that have the words on it. Same kind of colors. So I thought these 2 were really cute. I went ahead and I closed them up with a heart button that I had. And then I also closed up this one, which this one is, I love this cotton. I don't remember the colorway, but this one feels really nice and really soft. I ran out of the same yarn, so I ended up just stitching it up with the Peaches and Cream white that I have. And it doesn't look bad. I think it gives a little bit of texture there. So that is everything that I have gotten done. I could not find the bucket hat with this color, so I think I'm probably needing to make one because I wanted to try one in every color. But I mean, I know I didn't make these this weekend, but I did finish them because my whip basket was getting out of hand. That is all that I have. I've been really, really badly wanting to go yarn shopping. On Sunday morning, I actually woke up because I kept thinking about going to the store and finding all the pretty cotton and making more bucket hats, because that's what I was working on Saturday. So Sunday morning, I was waking up dreaming of going and buying more cotton yarn to make more bucket hats. But I really just want to use what I have, not go buy anything new, because I think I've decided on doing an Etsy. I'm going to start with an Etsy. I feel like it's the best place to start, just to get my feet wet, so to speak, and give that a try. And then later on, I'll start a website or keep looking into that, because I know when I do that, I want to know everything. So I'm still going to keep doing my research, but I think for now, I'm going to try and start an Etsy. It is not going to happen this week like I wanted to. Some stuff came up, so probably going to focus on doing that hopefully within the next 2 weeks, because I do have some pictures of my items that I'm going to put up with the prices and all of that. So I'm not completely starting from scratch, but I at least hope to sign up for Etsy before the end of the week's over and then start adding stuff to my website. Maybe by the weekend, but I'll keep you updated. So that's what I have decided to do is the Etsy, and I will do the store later. So yeah, I think that's it for this vlog. Thank you for following along. I hope you enjoyed it. If you are interested in this content, please like and subscribe. It would really help me out. Leave a comment, share what you're working on, what's your next project you're working on, and anything that I have used, I will link in the description below. But thank you for stopping by. Bye.